up? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions. We are about to do a reading. Give me some energy for the collective spirit. Give me some energy for the collective. Give me some energy for... Okay. Someone could be a Pisces. Someone could be a Pisces. I see blessings and curses out here. It says, do not be ashamed, not of your thorns or your flowers. Okay? So there could be someone, first and foremost, it says, do not be ashamed. It says, do not be ashamed. Do not be ashamed of your thorns and your flowers, okay? So don't be ashamed of the things that you have experienced in life. Embrace those things that you have experienced in life. Embrace them with love, okay? Embrace them with love, all right? You could be in the mindset of reminiscing, reflecting, okay? You encounter these thoughts, these reminiscing thoughts. These could be things that you may not be proud about, may not make you too happy. However, there's a need for you to embrace those things that, held you down or, entrapped you, encaged you. Embrace those things. You are no longer there, okay? You are no longer encaged. You are free, okay? You are a free thinker, okay? So you could also be getting used to being in charge at this time, okay? There's a new energy of you taking charge, you being in charge, and it could be a little confusing, a little confusing. But I do see you being great at whatever this is, okay? Whatever this new found freedom is in your life, I do feel like you are going to do well. Again, you may be a little skeptical on whether or not you are making the right decision. There's a need for you to understand that you didn't come this far for nothing, okay? You came this far because you made decisions that aligned with this path, whatever path you are on. Okay, you came this far, and there's a need for you to continue trusting in your intuition, continue trusting in your inner guidance, okay, at this time, all right? There's a strong urge of you taking charge, but being a little skeptical as well, okay? I do see that energy, getting... less. I see that energy, easing up. There we go. I see that energy easing up. Okay, I don't know what I'm like less, but anyway, there are positive changes taking place in your life right now. Okay, you could be in a space in your life where you are wanting more silence, more quiet, so you could hear your thoughts, okay, and really understand your thoughts. And that is what and it may be a little, if you're not used to that, but you've always wanted it and you have it, or it's in arm's reach, okay? I do see you connecting with someone as well. Someone's name may be Saul, but I do see you connecting with someone as well, okay? Give me some more. Dark night of the soul. There is a completion out here. All right, I do see you going over something. This is a big transformation for you. Something that you thought would take a long time has surprised you, okay? Or it is about to surprise you. Something you thought was going to take a long time is about to surprise you. But the reason why this is, you know, happening, quote unquote, so quick is due to the fact that now you are in charge. You are in charge. Okay? There's a strong urge to let you know that you are in charge. Okay? Trust your authority. Okay? Take control and trust your authority at this time. All right? You are going to make mistakes, but it's okay. All right? When you make mistakes, that is a chance to learn from the mistakes that you make. All right? And that's what you have been doing thus far. So continue to trust in that. Okay? And continue to, trust in that fact that mistakes are going to happen. Things are not always going to go your way. However, you are in charge. So you get to choose what energy you want to be in. Okay? What energy you want to reside in. You don't owe anyone an explanation. I want you to know that. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your wholeness, for your harmonious energy. You don't owe anyone an explanation. So don't over-explain at this time, okay? That ain't needed, all right? It ain't. There are people gossiping, but that's always going to happen. There's always going to be some gossip, okay? I don't know if you've ever watched that movie, Chicken Run. I don't know why I'm thinking about Chicken Run, but I'm thinking about Chicken Run right now. And in that movie, when it was a urge for someone to take charge because they didn't want to be slaughtered. They seen what was taking place, and they seen that they were just only there for a moment until they were going to become so they were going to transition forcefully, whatever the fuck. All right. But I see you've made strategic, calculated moves to free yourself, okay? And that's a totally different mindset. So there are people talking because they are not yet free thinkers, okay? Free thinkers, free doers. You could find yourself not wanting to be around naysayers, around people who fear-mongering, okay? Understand that there are energies fear-mongering around you, okay? But you're strong. You're strong. And you are in charge. You are in charge of your life. Give me some more. There's a need for you to relax. Get in touch with your body, okay? I see physical changes taking place. Yeah, physical changes. These are good physical changes that are taking place. But it's going to take some discipline to keep it up, to keep things in momentum. So there's a strong urge, right? You're in this authoritative energy, but there's a strong urge in order to stay in this power, in order to stay in this, you're taking charge energy, there's a need for you to discipline yourself. Okay? The awaking dead. The things that almost broke me were the things that most awoke me. And you're awakened. Okay? The awakened dead. You're up. Okay? You're up and at it. Things are moving. Okay? And things are going to continue moving. As long as you want them to. As long as you keep thinking those positive thoughts. Keep putting those thoughts into action. Okay, sorry, I had to cut it, but listen. So I said continue taking, well, I don't know what I said, but let me continue. Sorry, guys. Okay, give me some more, Spirit. It says the awaking dead, appreciation. Appreciate yourself at this time. Number 5, okay? Appreciate the things that you walked away from, okay? I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am. You have created this person, and you are very admired at this time, okay? You are very admired at this time, all right? You are, okay? Very much so admired, okay? You're in the center of so much. It's like you're in the center of traffic. I know it sounds crazy, right? But you're in the center of so much, okay? You have so many different avenues. There's a need. I see this. You made a strategic completion, a calculated. I keep wanting to say calculated, a calculated completion that you made. All right, and it's just crisp. Okay, it's just like it's crisp. Okay, it's crisp. Man, it's kind of like you being in some action movie. You starring in this action movie. And you're starting to put the pieces together. All right? And you're starting to really see, or you're about to start to really see that you have a lot of motion, okay? You have a lot of freaking motion. And you are very resilient, okay? There's a need for you to know that. If you forgot how resilient you are very freaking resilient. I want you to know that. And whatever you have in arm's reach, use those things, use those tools to continue creating, okay? It's like the universe is giving you, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you a couple of tools, and I want to see what you come up with. So the universe is putting a few things in your hands, and the universe is sitting back watching to see what you come up with. What do you make out of these things that are being placed in front of you, that are being placed around you? All right? You're sitting in this energy, observing all these things that are being placed around you right now. Okay? And you're going to use every single thing. Okay? Every single thing that is being placed around you, you are going to use that. The universe is wanting you to use it. Universe is proud of you. For real. Magic. Yeah. Number 8. I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. Okay? Ain't no more underestimating your own magic anymore. Okay? Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. And I'm saying it like this because the changes that you have overgone, ain't no way you can keep underestimating your magic. Okay? You know how powerful you are. Okay? You know. And it's so dope because you're like suave. You suave with it. You don't even, when you exit, it is silent. You don't make a peep. You don't make a peep. When you execute on something, it is silent. Okay? That's what's so dope about you. That's where you're in this energy right now. Collecting data. Okay? Doing research on these different tools that are around you. And how are you going to use these tools like you just used the tools that you had to get to this checkpoint? How are you going to use these tools to get to the next checkpoint? Right now you are resting. Okay? Observing your surroundings. Okay? Yeah. Someone's name could be Benji. Momentum, creativity, action. All right? Here in a minute, you are about to feel it's like you're going to be on top of the world. If you're not already now, here in a minute, you are about to be on top of the world. Okay? Sometimes all you need is a little quiet. That's all you need sometimes. A little quiet. You're an artist. You need some quiet. Okay? Whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like you create best when there's calm surrounding. Okay? But anyway, thank you for tuning in. You are the alchemist. You don't break easy. Not anymore. Instead, you use that shit for fuel. Okay? And if a person tell you how they feel, believe it. Okay? If they tell you how they feel, they show you how they believe it. Okay? Believe that shit. Believe that. All right? And I say believe it because people tend to forget how they disrespected you when you had less. Okay? They tend to forget how they disrespected you when you had less. And then they get mad when you don't want to, attend their charade. I'm hearing the jig is up. Okay? You're in charge. It's like, I'm hearing that act like you know. Act like you know. Act like you know. Act like you know. So you may be having some issues with, there may be a sibling in your energy, a sister. You may have a few sisters. They may have a problem with you. Okay? But you may have a brother that acts like a sister as well in your energy that has a problem with you. But it is what it is. You're in authority. You're in charge. Okay? You're not making people bow down or nothing like that. But you're not about to kiss no ass. That's just not what it is. And you ain't never been wanting to kiss no ass. Yeah, you may have wanted to keep the peace, but you don't kiss ass. All right then.